What's going on, friends? Today is a very cool day, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am because we're going to check out the new chassis today. It's currently getting a bunch of fabrication done to it, so it really isn't going to look like anything, but you'll get an idea of what we have going on and a little taste of what to expect in the future. So right now we're heading to the shop that it's in. It's a little far, so I've been in the car all day, which I'm not super happy about, but it's totally worth it, as you guys will definitely see once we get there. But yeah, I am super excited to show you guys what we have going on with this thing, and I can't wait to show you all the stuff that's getting done to it right now so you know what to expect in the future. It's gonna be a real kick-ass car, and I know I keep saying it, but I am super excited. So we're just gonna keep on driving. Probably got another, I think I have another hour until we're there, and yeah, we'll show you what we got going on. So we're here. It took me a little bit to get here, but I've actually been here for a couple hours already working on the car. But yeah, first off, we're in Maryland, and being in Maryland, a lot of people already probably know what shop is here in Maryland that specializes in competition drift cars, not to mention some of the best race cars alike on the East Coast. So they have a little sign here on the door. We'll check that out. I'll probably give that away. MA-Motorsports.
Wow.
So yeah, I got the new chassis, and right when I got it, I was thinking of places that I wanted to bring it to get it built, because I knew that I want this car to be to a top tier standard, basically a Pro 1 car for Pro 2. So I went ahead and hit up Brian here over at MA and asked him if he was interested in taking on our project, and yeah, he said sure thing. And I told him, basically, I gave him the car and I said do what you want, because his knowledge of building these cars is right there, because he's been doing it for so many years, not to mention having 3 championships under their belt in FD. That's really impressive and awesome. So I knew when I brought my chassis here that this car is going to be pretty much unstoppable. So I'm super happy about that. So let's go inside and check out the car. So for any of you that follow me on Instagram, you might already know what type of car this is, because I'm pretty sure I'm filming this now. I just took some photos of it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be posting on Instagram now to basically just let the cat out the bag. But yeah, the chassis is an S15.
Yes!
The S15 has been one of my favorites since day one. I actually owned one for a little bit, and that really sparked my love for them. Unfortunately, I had to sell my old S15 to pay for some of the revisions that we did to my coupe. But once I seen this chassis already was caged and ready to sell, I just knew I had to have it. I ended up getting this chassis from Chris over at Hoon Performance in Arkansas, and it was already a left-hand drive conversion cage in this S15 shell, FD spec as well. So that's a tremendous help and a lot of money saved. So it was a really good platform. There was a little bit of rust here and there, but Brian already took care of most of it, so that's really awesome. But yeah, as you can see, the cage was done really well in this thing, if we can get the focus, but there's no gussets because the cage is so tight to the chassis that it's actually welded up the whole A-pillar here. And we have our NASCAR bars, so we're nice and safe, and it's also awesome on that side because I have a lot of space for my elbow, and I'm not gonna counter steer the car or something, whack my elbow on the door bar. So safety and drivability, so that's awesome. But yeah, Brian has just been killing it, eating away at this thing and doing a lot of fab work on it, getting it ready. The amount of work that has been done to this thing in the time frame that he's had it is pretty ridiculous. So I think we have a lot of work done super early, so we'll have a lot of time. Hopefully when the car is ready to go, we should have a lot of time to test. That's really important for us because this is going to be a brand new car, and you know, you never really want to build a brand new car for first time competing somewhere, but luckily I'm very comfortable with the S chassis like I was saying in my last video, and I've already had an S15 so with a 2J in it, so I think we're going to do pretty good. And this car, the knowledge that Brian is putting into this chassis, it's just I feel like everything will be there that we can just feel really comfortable in it and just push the boundaries, which is awesome. As it gets a little bit more intricate, we'll probably be doing videos with Brian talking about what he's putting into it, some of the techniques he's using. Just give you guys a really cool idea about what goes on here at the shop, MA-Motorsports. I just want to thank them so much for taking on this project. It means the world to me that the knowledge that they have is going to be going into this chassis. Something that I will be driving my first year of Pro 2 at Formula Drift, that I worked my ass off to get there. So super excited, super thankful, and I cannot wait to show you guys more. But yeah, I'm just gonna walk around here a little bit, just focus on some of the key aspects of the car right now that we have, and then I'm gonna head back home and drive my butt 5 hours back to New York. So I did not get to film it, but me and Brian actually just threw the motor and the transmission in this chassis, and it was really quick because it's super, there's really nothing in the way, so it took us like not even 20 minutes to get it in there. But he's basically eyeing up where he wants to put the tube from here to here. That would be the main structure, and then we have this structure that was cut out and replaced with tube, so that if we crash it, we can just unbolt it, put a new one in. Super reliable that way and super easy to fix. But we are getting a built motor for this chassis. So this is the GTE that I had this year in the car, that I got from Toyota, but we're actually going to be building another motor that can withstand a lot more power, just so that we have that good base to be able to throw whatever we want at it. But that being said, we are going to be running a dry sump, and we're going to be running a motor plate on the front. So you know how you have the conventional motor mounts down here? We're actually going to be getting rid of those, and there's going to be from here to here, like this front plate behind here, like the oil pump is going to be gone, because that's obviously replaced with the dry sump pump, which will probably be around here. And we're also, the replacement for the oil pump is actually this big front plate that will have ears coming off the side of it, and that's what's going to mount to our chassis. Therefore it's a motor plate, but at the same time it's an alternator mount. It's got a water inlet or outlet, I forget what that always is, but has all that stuff. So we'll be able to mount everything. It'll be super clean, and it'll also be really easy to get the motor out of the car. So that's super cool. So one of the main things I told Brian is that I wanted a removable trans tunnel on the top so that we can access the transmission really easily. We might be switching to a sequential for next year, but for now we just actually threw this in about 20 minutes ago just to see shifter placement and things along those lines. But yeah, this is the frame for the tunnel. He wanted to get where my handbrake was going so that we could put it on there and get an idea of how we want. He wants to add more structure to this and make sure he wasn't getting in the way of where the handbrake was going. But yeah, the top skin is going to be removable so we can access everything, and then the sides here are all going to be plated. But yeah, so we got that done. Going to the back here, we cut up the stock quarter panels, so we have a lot of space, and basically just getting rid of material that we don't need there. And also it'll make it super easy to clean all this area if we ever do a service on the car. I think Brian was saying one of his fabricators, Brian, in the shop took on this little cap here that he did, welded it and smoothed it out. It literally looks like factory, like it came like that. It's smooth like butter. But whole back of the car is gone, so we're gonna have the 2F LFC panels that come from the side meet in the back, and that'll be the whole back of the car. Then Brian went ahead and put this tube structure, square tube structure in the back here with a quick release, well, basically mounting plates, so that we're gonna have our structure here that's just basically gonna be a safety for crashing the car. And I think the only thing that's going to be mounted back here is going to be the radiator, and then we're going to have some mounts for batteries. Whether we're going to keep them there or not, it all depends on how the car feels and if we like it or not, but we'll have it there so that we can, you know, play around with it. Brian went ahead and made the fuel cell mount
It's pretty similar to stock location, a little bit higher up just because of the size of the tank, but this is really good having it here because it's keeping that weight over the axles, and it's also a little bit farther back, so transitions will be a little bit snappier, but it's really nice to have the weight back here instead of, well, actually on top of the axles instead of all the way in the back like my S13. Of course, our MA-Motorsports Winner's Quick Change diff and subframe in here already. This was actually built for me 2 years ago, and it's still kicking. Still never actually serviced this this quick change, and it's still in great shape. Never had a problem with it. Same goes for the subframe. So Brian went ahead and cut the cat hump out of the floor so that we can get that seat nice and low for head clearance, because even though I'm not super tall, I don't have much clearance with my helmet on, and we want to make sure we're not bouncing our head off the occasion. All this stuff is just tacked in here for now until we get the final measurements of where we want it to be. Super trick bracket that Brian made for the pedal assembly. He added extra holes here so that we could have the adjustment to move the pedals forward if need be, which we actually do. So they'll come forward maybe like 2 holes, and that'll be pretty comfortable for us. But yeah, this is also just tacked in here for now, just to make sure everything's in a good spot. And then we have our Woodward column that we've had out of the S15. I think we might be able to use this one for the chassis. I'm not positive yet, but it's definitely in a good spot. And I was actually in the car before, and it fits really nice, so it's pretty good.
So I know it started getting really noisy in that last clip. I wasn't about to tell the guys to stop what they're doing, you know, that's just rude. But I actually ran out of clips that I filmed that night, just because it was getting pretty late and I had to drive back home, and I am home now and it is about 1:30 in the morning. So definitely worth the drive to go down there and hang out with Brian and see all the work that he's put into the chassis so far. I just love seeing all the little stuff that he does, and the way that he does his fabrication is just so cool. And a lot of the times I learn just by staring at what's been done, you know, which is super cool. But I know that we didn't really talk with Brian at all, but I didn't want to bug him. Also, I didn't really have any questions lined up to talk to him about or ask him. But future videos, he'll definitely be in them, and he's totally for it. So we'll definitely get some content with him in it, and probably getting him doing some stuff on the car. So super hyped on that. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you're looking forward to the next video or the videos after that, you could always subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date with what we're posting. There's even the bell notification for that if you really want to know when stuff's coming out. I'd appreciate if you guys like the video. That'd be super cool. Feel free, like I always say, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, anything you want. I'm always down to answer questions that you guys have, and I really appreciate everyone that's been watching my stuff and keeping up with us. So I hope you liked the video, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.